All right, I'm trying something brand new, and it better be recording because I haven't been able to record my videos and I wanted to share screens. So welcome to your weekly wisdom. Let me just check this stuff. What are you doing over there? Let's try a virtual background. It's not really working. Choose a virtual background. It's all funky and funky. That's annoying. We will do none. All right. I have to edit that out. Okay, so it's saying it's recording. I don't know where it's recording to. Let me look at the settings. Where are the settings? Your client connection is encrypted. All right. There's no settings anywhere. Audio, leave computer, switch to phone, speaker, same as system. Nothing about the video. Oh, didn't want to do that. Video settings. All right, recording. Oh yeah, let's go in there. Record video, place video next to the shared screen. In the recording, choose a location for recording when the meeting ends. Oh, yeah, record a separate audio now. It's in my documents. All right. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see about that. I don't know. Okay, so hopefully this is recording. Hi, it's Kim, and this is your weekly wisdom for April 19th through April 25th, and the sun will be moving into Taurus. I think that the energy will calm down. It will be a little bit nicer, a little bit easier. I feel like I'm so close because I'm trying something new. And I did take some notes here, but I want to pull cards for each sign for the sun moving into Taurus. I want to talk about that energy. And we have a new moon also coming up this week. So the crystal card that I picked is lapis lazuli. Can you see that? And I brought my favorite huge big piece of lapis lazuli. It's a great third eye chakra stone. It helps us to tap into our inner intuition, into our inner visions, premonitions. It really helps to open that third eye. So if you're wanting to enhance your psychic abilities, that's the perfect time is with using this, especially when you lay down in meditation. Now, I usually just have a smaller one, but you could put this entire thing right here. One way to recognize if your third eye is opening, you'll start to feel like a tension headache here in that area, and it will last until it's fully open. So it could be months, it could be years, it could be only when you're working with that, but I highly recommend that so that you can tap into your powers because we all have them. All right, so my notes here for these transits. April 19th through the 25th. On April 19th, which is Sunday coming up, the sun will move into Taurus. It'll be in the 11th house, which is, social gatherings, groups, people coming together to help one another. The moon will be in Pisces in the 9th house. That's expansion. I'm telling you to dream big. It's a perfect time, this new moon coming up. So start dreaming big this weekend. Think about all of the things that you want and desire. On April 22nd, and I have to pause this. So April 22nd, the new moon in Taurus will be at 3 degrees. That is about expansion of beliefs, expansion of faith, creative self-expression, because it will be in the 5th house, fun and merriment, children, inner child being childlike. Our safety will depend on our stability. It is very materialistic sign. It's the I have energy. Now, I saw a lot of squares, which are challenges in the chart. And I'm going to show you the chart because I have that up. And I think this is it. So you'll see down here is the sun and the moon. I'm going to give you a little chart reading. It's in the 5th house, so it's also at 3 degrees of Taurus. And see these red lines? These are the squares. So all of these planets, which would be the moon, the sun, Uranus, are squaring or fighting with Pluto, Jupiter, Pallas, and Saturn. And so what I'm picking up with that is the Pluto square, emotions will surface. They will be tied to relationships. And so anything that you haven't cleared out from past relationships, you'll be doing that. The square with Jupiter is an increase in your needs, especially to soothe emotions, care, and comfort. I'm going to stop sharing here for a moment. So with that square in Jupiter, this could be like a hoarder mentality because of the opposing forces of Capricorn and Taurus. And there's an expansion there, an incessant need of comfort, soothing, and taking care of yourself and feeling as though you have enough of everything. So I'm seeing that there. There's a square with Saturn. This is people shutting down and hiding behind their masks. Now, that's the weird thing because that's what a typical square with Saturn would be like, but this is literal and figurative. So it's figurative masks where people are putting on false faces. But now that everybody's having to wear masks, we're literally going to be hiding behind our masks and avoiding people, avoiding the reality, like shutting people out. So we're getting down into like a depressive type of state the longer the uncertainty in the situation goes on. Now, the sun and moon will be conjuncting Uranus. Like, what kind of a word is that? It's not even a word. That I predict outbursts, the need for freedom, restlessness, a lot of ups and downs, people wanting to break free. And, well, I mean, like, this is the astrology, but of course we're in that time frame. Outbursts of people also, you know, saying who's right and who's wrong, and you know, wanting to. It's like there's opposing forces here. There's a polarity, and I talked about that in an article I just published. But there is a polarity of, you know, people that are shutting down because they're incapacitated with fear, and then there's people that are rising up. But then you have these virtue signalers that are saying that they're morally correct and you're not, and the world is just kind of going crazy. I was out just driving around in the beautiful weather because I just needed to escape for a moment. And there were people honking their horns. Now, you know, there's no traffic out there. And this man, I'm trying to make a turn. So I'm waiting, you know, for the traffic that's coming. And this man is making a right turn. And there's traffic behind him, honking, honking. Now it's a 2-lane road. They could have went around him. People, I don't know, maybe it's because the energy, the Aries energy, 27 degrees Aries, which is like a master Aries. That's a lot of aggression, a lot of ego. So I think that that's coming out, and we're getting ready to get rid of that energy. So just hold on. Things are going to start to ground themselves and be a little more soothing. I will say that with not having to go out that much, so I'm not shampooing my hair. I did today, but my hair is like so super shiny, and luckily I don't have to color my hair yet, but it's really, really shiny. It's in great condition because I'm not having to blow dry it or use anything in it. I'm loving it. I know a lot of people are having a hard time with their hair, but look how long my hair is getting. Maybe I'll keep it like this for a little bit. Anyway, upcoming next month, Venus will be going retrograde in the sign of Gemini. It's currently in its shadow. So let's look at that. Venus does rule Taurus, as does the Earth. So it's love, it's pleasure, it's earthly material things, it's things of beauty. Gemini is communications, travel. It's our siblings, it's our, you know, our cousins, and like, you know, one-off relatives that way. And it's also, let me back up a second. I'm tripping over my tongue. So this Venus retrograde is official on May 13th, and it will run through June 25th. We are in the shadow period right now, though. So we're reconsidering a lot of things that are important to our hearts. Now, this will be coming exact in the 10th house, right on top of the midheaven. And that is like our career, our status in life. And so I think a lot of this, we'd be reconsidering our careers. We'd be reconsidering our money. Definitely the devices that we're using, our modes of travel, the way that we communicate. A lot of that is going to be changing because we're rethinking all of that. What's interesting is that this is all, this Venus in Gemini, it is related to the lungs. And it's when it's direct, if Venus was just in Gemini, it would be the breathing in of life. With it being retrograde, it's the exact opposite. And so it's interesting that this is hitting between May 13th and June 25th. If you go back to a few videos of mine ago where I predicted when will we maybe starting to get some relief and, you know, have our freedom, and I said probably somewhere around the 3rd week of June, And I wasn't even looking at the astrology at that time to see that that's right when Venus will be going direct. So we'll be able to breathe life into ourselves once again. I don't expect a big 4th of July celebration. So, don't be planning on that unless maybe it's just with your close family, if that's even possible. But the last time we had Venus retrograde in Gemini like this, it was 2012, and it was May of 2012. And I'm not going to get into details, but I lost my mom during that retrograde. So I'm a little leery and a little cautious because I felt like I was blindsided. Everything happened so quickly, and I was still so optimistic that everything was going to work out fine. I felt like the rug was pulled out from under me. So that's my experience with Venus retrograde in Gemini. Now, I have Venus in Gemini. That's in my natal chart. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But I'm just using that as a cautionary tale for all of us. Now, let me get to the cards and pull some cards for all of you. And this better be recording, because I will be pissed if it's not. And this is just regular fresh squeezed orange juice. I'm trying to keep my immune system up after being sick for so long. So hold on a second. Oh my God, that is so good. Mm, 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 mm. I'm going to use Kyle Gray. It's one of my newer decks that I have. And I don't really know this deck. And I haven't, studied it too much. But it's Angels and Ancestor Oracle cards. And it just reminded me a lot of shamanism and angel work, which I love both of. So let's give it a whirl. And I'll see what I get for you. Oh, if you're still here, and I'm hoping you're still watching, I may have to re-record this. My coffee talks. So on Saturdays, I do community coffee talks with all of you on Zoom. We all get together. We all say hi. We share our stories. We chat about different topics. I pull cards. I talk about the astrology. Other people that are there in the community, talk about whatever they want to talk about. But here's the great thing. I am starting to collaborate with people that I know that have wonderful gifts to offer. Next week, next Saturday, I have Dawn from Idaho, and I know her as the Mercurial Mind Art, but now she also has a different art name. And I should have been prepared, and I'm sorry, Dawn, if you're watching this. Total faux pas. I'm going to advertise this. She's going to give an art therapy class on abstract art where we all get to draw something, even if you're not artistically inclined. It helps to de-stress and relieve our stress, and it should be really fun. So that'll be on April 25th. I also have people that do yoga, so maybe I can get somebody to do yoga on the Zoom. I also have astrologers. I have authors that are willing to come on and talk about their books, energy cleansers, and other intuitive people. So I'm trying to collaborate with a lot of different people and bring them on to so that we can have some fun to entertain you, and you can check out some other people. So if you're watching this and you have some sort of fun gift that you would like to share on my coffee talk, just contact me on Facebook or Instagram. You can DM me or PM me at Expressions of the Universe, or you can email me through expressionsoftheuniverse.com. And I'll try and get you a time slot. Who knows how long we're going to be doing like, you know, be quarantined, but as long as we're quarantined, I'll keep doing them. Maybe even after quarantine, I'll get together, you know, like once a month or something, because I'll tell you, once we're allowed out of here, I'm running. All right. But it should be fun. So join us, because you never know who may be showing up with incredible gifts to offer, all of us. And I do them, it's on Saturdays. This Saturday, April 18th, it will be at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I have readings in the morning, but typically they are every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find the link on my Instagram link or on Facebook at expressionsoftheuniverse.com. And there's also a post in my my website at expressionsoftheuniverse.com. All right, let's see. Aries, I'm going to start with Aries. This weekly wisdom is probably a freaking mess. I'll be pulling cards on Saturday, though, for all of you. Oh, so this was the woman that's on the box. Huh. Trust your instincts. She is the animal guardian. I love that. So this is for Aries. Trust your instincts. Tap into your animal totems. Taurus, you get the stargazer. Set your sights higher. I love that. Gemini, traveler, move in a new direction. That's me. Oh, and check out your sun sign, rising signs, and moons. So I'm a Gemini, Cancer, Leo. So I like that. Traveler. Cancer, shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. I love that. I'm going to save these in case this doesn't record properly, and then I'll have to redo it in a different format. Leo, shield maiden, make plans and focus. Virgo, winter, take care of your needs. Libra, autumn, release the old and rest. So this, you wouldn't be getting too much done. Also, Virgos, you got to go in for a respite too. Winter is about, you know, shutting down and resting for a little bit longer. Scorpio, white birch, be the light. I love that, because you have owl totem, and the owl has little antlers. I love that. This is a freaking amazing deck. You're getting to explore it with me. All right, Scorpio, Sagittarius, mirror guardian, take time to reflect. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I like this deck. Capricorn, medicine guardian, be open to healing information. I love that. That's like Archangel Raphael. So you Capricorns out there, you calling in on, well, the energy cleanser, the energy healer that I was talking about that will be on in a couple of weeks. She's a Capricorn. She's actually a Sagicorn. She's right on the cusp, but Capricorn nonetheless. Aquarius. All right. Dream and journey. You get the drum. So dream and journey. These symbols are really freaking cool. So you have the 4 directions here, and then all these other different symbolizations going around in a cyclical drum. So I love that. And then Pisces, hopefully I didn't forget any of the signs. Pisces, you get eagle, see from a higher perspective. I love that. All right, that is all that I have for you for this crazy ass weekly wisdom during self-quarantine. I can't wait to meet with all of you on the coffee talk. That's why I love it. That's why I'm not doing Facebook Live, because on the coffee talk through Zoom, I get to see all of you. We all get to interact. And it's kind of like, the beginning of the Brady Bunch where they're all looking down and around at each other. That's what it's like. And it's a lot of fun. And they've been lasting for like 3 hours long. Not that you have to stay on that long, because, some people pop in, they pop out, they come back in, they leave, but we have some really good discussions. Oh, and I will have an economist, a financial guru on this coming Saturday. And I'm going to walk through one of the videos that I had done several weeks ago on how to ground ourselves. It's like it's bringing in all of your senses. It only takes 5 minutes, so we'll be doing that. I talked about Jupiter in Capricorn a couple of weeks ago, Saturn in Aquarius last week. Maybe I will talk about the Venus retrograde a little bit more, or the sun moving into Taurus, because of all of those squares going on. We have a lot of energy. Things are starting to shift in the world. So, we talk about all different types of things. And people are from all over the world that show up on here, all age groups, all different backgrounds. All different political parties, and people that are in different countries. Obviously, they don't follow United States political parties. Well, they do, because they think that we're batshit crazy with our politics. But anyway, all different races, religions, and it's one equal playing ground where we all come together, everybody gets along, everybody is pleasant with each other, because we all have one thing in common right now, and that's we're all quarantined. Okay, so until next week, happy birthday, Tauruses, and hopefully I'll see you on the coffee talk. Now, if I could figure out how to turn this off. Bye. Want to stop cloud recording. Yeah.